Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where creativity has no limits. I am Anil Pharaoh, aka Mr. Pharaoh, and you are watching Artisticity. So, if you are a 2D graphic designer and if you want to step it up with 3D, then today I'm gonna show you how to make your own 3D logo in Blender. So by any chance, if you don't know what Blender is, then let me tell you, Blender is an amazing free 3D software. You can download Blender by going to blender.org and going into downloads menu and downloading it from right over here. I would recommend you to check out other channels as well. For beginners in Blender, I will put some links in the description. So yeah, let us open Blender. So when you guys open Blender, this is what you will get by default. A default cube, a camera, and a light. So first of all, go ahead and click on the default cube, press X to delete. So let me just turn on the screencast keys so you all can see whatever I type or the hotkeys I press. So click on the cube, S to delete, X to delete, click, and it is deleted. Next, go to file, import, and SVG, import SVG, that is scalable vector graphics. Desktop, this is where I have saved my logo SVG. So click on it, import SVG, and your logo will be imported in a new collection over here which is says curve, and it is very small currently, so press S to scale and drag the mouse to make the logo bigger. Next, you need to rotate the logo 90 degrees. So if you press R, it will rotate. Right click to undo. To rotate this logo on the X axis, so press R and X to rotate on the X axis, and we need to rotate it exactly 90 degrees, so press 90 and left click to confirm. So currently this is the center of the origin of our logo. So if you press right click, set origin to center of mass, click, the origin will come in the center of the logo. If you press the move tool, you will see now you can drag it down, so as if it is standing. Next, go to the object data properties. Under geometry you will find extrude 1, and this will make your logo extrude or have mass. So next we need to add a plane, so shift A to add a mesh and plane, S to scale and drag the mouse to make it bigger, click to confirm. Next we need to frame the camera. To do that, go to toggle the camera view, and this is the camera view where you will render. So next what you have to do is press N, and this will get you a toolbar. Press on view, check in camera to view. What this does is, press N again to close it. What this does is it kind of parents the camera to the mouse, which makes it easier to frame the scene. So this is how I want the scene to be. So now press N, uncheck camera to view, and N again to close it, and Control S to save. Save this on desktop, logo 3D, and save. So remember guys, save your blend file anytime you make changes, because you don't know when Blender will crash. So Control S to save. I want this plane to be covering the full frame, so I'll just take it up and now it is covering the frame. So if you go over here, this is the wireframe. We are currently in solid mode. This is the material preview mode, and this is the render preview. So we are currently in EV rendering engine. If you change it to cycles, cycles is Blender's physically based path tracer for production rendering. Basically what it means is cycles is a realistic material shader rendering engine. So if you have a GPU for your PC or laptop, change to GPU compute, click on adaptive sampling and denoising. In render I like to keep it optics because I have a GPU. Now this logo will be black because you have imported it as an SVG. So click on the logo, diffuse color, make it white. Now you all can see the logo very much clearly. Let me do some minor changes with the view. Okay, so that is how I want it to be exactly. Save. Now for the plane, increase the size of the plane, increase scale on Y, scale X. So now it's good. Now I don't like the lighting of the scene, so we delete this point light, X, delete, and now we'll give it a HDRI. So for this, if you go to the corner over here, and you can see the cursor changing to a cross sign or a plus sign, click and drag this to the left and you will get two windows. And if you go here to the editor type, click on it, change this to shader editor. So this is the material of the object. Change this to use node, and this will give it a principal BSDF. Now for the HDRI, we need to change the object to world, and here we need to input a shift A, add texture, environment texture. Need to add an environment texture, connect the color to color, and this changes to purple because there is no HDRI image. But we need to open and go to wherever you have the HDRIs downloaded. You guys can download HDRIs from hdrihaven.com. So this is what I will use, Christmas whatever. Click open image and kaboom, you get the HDRI to light up your scene. Now let's give material to our logo and the plane. For that you need to change world to object. So now the logo is currently selected. Select the plane and we'll give it a new material. So that gives it a principal BSDF. Now for the plane, let's make the base color kind of bluish, darkish, just like that. You can choose any color you want. And we'll give it a noise texture for roughness. So shift A, add texture, noise texture, color to roughness. So as you can see over here, there is a slight change in the roughness. To make this intense, you guys need to add shift A, converter, color ramp, and if you drag the black and the white closer, you will see the intensity of the roughness of the noise texture increases. So select the color ramp and press Ctrl Shift and click to view it, and now you can make some changes increase the detail, roughness. So basically the black will be the shiny part and the white will be the rough part. So this is what I like because the name will come over here, write down. Control S to save. Control Shift click to view the principal BSDF, or you can just click and drag to view like this. Now I want to change the position of the HDRI. So to do that, you need to go back to World, and for this you need to have your Node Wrangler add-on enabled. To do that, edit, preferences, in add-ons, search NODE, Node Wrangler. You need to check this and then click on the HDRI and press Ctrl plus T to add a texture coordinate and a mapping node. And with this, when you go here to the Z rotation, you can rotate the HDRI for a better lighting. So I like this. I'm gonna keep this. Control S to save. I don't like the reflection of the HDRI over here. So what I will do is go to 3D viewport, and I'm gonna select the plane, Ctrl D to duplicate it, rotate it on X-axis and drag it behind the camera frame. Yes, I like that. Ctrl S to save. So what if you want to give the same texture like the plane to the logo? What you have to do is select the plane. When you see this material specials down arrow, click on it, copy material, select the logo, click on the down arrow and paste material. And here in the base color, you can change this to white. But you will get the roughness. To view it more clearly, we'll go to the shader editor, from world to object. If you shift and if you press Ctrl and Shift and click, and increase the scale, here you can see. And now to view the principal BSDF, connect this, and that will have some roughness. Go to the 3D viewport. I want the logo to be just above the plane, so it will look as if it is standing on the ground, just like that. Yes, I like it. Control S to save. I can see the reflection of the plane behind, so what I'll do is select the plane and S, scale, and X, and drag the mouse to scale it. Left click to confirm. Next, what I'll do is Shift A and add a light, add a point light. Give it a power of 10,000. Change the color to blue and drag this behind. Right over there. I'll increase the radius so I can make it bigger. I will rotate the HDRI a little bit because I want the blue point light to influence the lighting of the scene. So we'll go to shader editor, world, and rotate this. So that is how I like. Control S. I'll increase the power of the blue light. You can also put a hue and saturation node between the HDRI, type HUE, hue or saturation. If you decrease the value, it makes it darker. As you can see, Control S to save. And 3D viewport, I would like to add another point light, so selecting the light, Shift D to duplicate, drag it in front and change the color to red or orange. This point light is too much, so I'll change it to spotlight. And I want a small influence of an orange light in the scene. That is kind of much better. I'll increase the blend, meaning the softness of the spotlight, and decrease the size maybe a little. I like it there, so Control S to save. Now we need to put the name of the logo in front of the logo over here. So for that, select the plane, go to edit mode by clicking edit over here, or just press tab on your keyboard, tab, right click, subdivide. In the subdivide folder over here, increase it by 10 and click to confirm. Over right here, so this is the vertex select, the edge select, and the face select. Click on the face select, click and shift click to select both, right click, subdivide, increase this subdivisions to circle select and click to confirm. Press C. You can scroll up and down to make it bigger or smaller. So I need the logo to be exactly over here in this area. Right click to confirm and press U to unwrap it. And after unwrapping, you have to go to the UV editor. You need to open the image. Here I have Artisticity. You need to save this name of your logo in an alpha channel format, that is in a PNG format, because a JPEG format will not have an alpha channel to an image. Open image. It's not reading because we have to go to the shader editor, object. So what we have to do basically is, this is the shader material for the plane. We need to give another material for the name over here, and we need to mix both of the shaders. So what we're going to do is, we're going to duplicate the principal BSDF, and we are going to give it an image texture there. Shift A, texture, image texture, connect the color to color. Nothing happens because you need to view this surface there. Open and open this. Artisticity. So what you have to do is, next you have to take the alpha and put it in the alpha, because this image has an alpha channel. So as you all can see, this is how it will look. Here where it says repeat, you have to make it clip. So going back to the UV editor, press A to select everything, G to grab, and you cannot see the rest of the plane because it is in alpha channel. To fix that, go back to the shader editor and we need to mix this shader. So Shift A, type mix shader, click to input, input the BSDF shader to the shader and the color to the factor, or the alpha, sorry, it is the alpha to the factor, and change this, and that's it. Currently the name Artisticity is in black, so we need to put an Shift A, invert node, and V, invert node to make it white. So when you go to the UV editor, so this is what you will see. So you guys need to rotate it by pressing R90. Oh, it is turning upside down. Right click to undo, press R minus 90, click to confirm, G to grab, S to scale, G to grab, and you need to place it where you want it, S to scale, G to grab. So I'm happy with the position. I don't want this big text behind, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the invert, that is Control I, and I'm gonna press U and unwrap it. So I'm gonna select it over here in the UV editor, A, and then grab, and then just move it where there is no text. Get out of the edit mode by pressing tab on your keyboard, and I don't want this artisticity over there. So what you can do is, it is coming there because these materials are linked to the plane, because I had duplicated the plane earlier. So what we can do is go to edit mode by pressing tab on your keyboard, U to unwrap, A to select, G to grab, and then shifting the position where there is no font, click to select, tap to come out of the edit mode. That's more like it. Control S to save. If you go to the 3D viewport, next what I will do is I will select the camera, or I can select the camera in the outliner, check the depth of field, and for the f-stop, if you go right down or minus, this becomes blurry because it has now a depth of field. So for the focus object, you need to select your logo, which is the curve currently. So click, and that object will be in the focus. If you increase this, this will become less blurry. So adjust this as per your liking. I like this, so I'll save this, Control S. So that is basically it. Let me show you guys how to render this image. Go to render properties. So as you know, it is on cycles, GPU compute, adaptive sampling. In denoising, we need to check in optics. In render samples, increase the render to about 500 or 600. This will increase your render time. I'm gonna render it on 600 samples. So after everything is done, Control S to save again. In the render tab, render image. So as you all can see, it is rendering. Let me just forward this. So this image finished rendering in 1 minute 10 seconds. So go to the image tab, save as, PNG you can save in another format as well. I always save in PNG. RGB, not RGBA because this doesn't have an alpha channel, so RGB compression 100 and logo 3D save. So that is all. With this technique you can make your own logo into 3D, like for example Nike, Puma, Apple, banana, potato, any logo. I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you did, then do like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates from Artisticity. Also check out the description area for any interesting link. This is all for today. See you guys in my next video. Until then, stay creative.